A lot of people in the last 2 weeks, they got caught. They fell for sentiment. They thought things were going to drop. And because of that, they made lateral moves in the market, bad decisions. And now they've missed out on one of the best performers in the crypto market. And that is, in fact, ADA. And I want to talk about that in this video with you guys. But we do need to also talk about something that kind of slipped through the cracks from yesterday. And could this, in fact, mean that we have some surprises still coming later this month for crypto? Could this, in fact, accelerate what we're doing right now? We're going to discuss all that and more. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So it's still the early part of the day. Early U.S. money is moving the markets, and hopefully this is something that continues as the day progresses. But I care less about where price is at today, but I want to highlight just a few of these comments. And specifically, there are ones saying that they wish they bought Solana. Solana has been much stronger. ADA BTC looks terrible. And there's some bot comments in here too. These are so hard to filter out. I try, guys. I try my best. But a lot of people think that ADA just is this big, bad underperformer. And the second that people get sucked into that sentiment is actually when ADA makes some pretty significant moves. For example, here's the ADA Solana chart, and people have been dogging this for a while. And, a lot of people right in here is where they're like, oh, I wish I bought Solana. And then ADA moves, a lot. Same thing back here, right? Same thing back here. This is not an uncommon thing where people will think that ADA is just not doing anything, not making moves, and then it actually makes a move and outperforms not just another asset like Solana, but the crypto market in general. In fact, we look at ADA dominance, what we've been talking about, what we've been waiting for, like we've been referencing all the way back in late 2020, right before ADA started to make significant dominance moves. This is what we were doing. And ADA actually ran, guys, 17% in terms of dominance here, 18%. We're up to 0.71% dominance in the crypto market. This is, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is the biggest move by an asset during these past couple weeks. And what I mean by that is, yes, there are some other ones that have moved, maybe in a similar route, like we're up 25% over these last 7 days. XLM's up 34%. But the problem is that you're comparing a $26 billion asset to a $10 billion asset. So yeah, ADA moved a lot more in terms of overall value. So yes, its dominance in the crypto market moved faster than other assets in the space. This is why right now, as BTC dominance is showing a lot of weakness, this is very promising for what ADA is doing for dominance in the crypto market. Not saying it has to continue or follow this exact trend, but it's not very surprising because, guys, we talked about fundamentals for such a long period of time, and people let it go in one ear and out the other. People talked crap to me and said I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, here we are yet again for the 16 millionth time. Price is always the lagging metric. It's always the last thing to reflect the fundamentals that are taking place behind the scene. And now we have this big, beautiful setup where we have all these shorts in the way, where we have very limited supply to go around. We're probably prepping for a big supply squeeze, not even just for ADA, but for other assets around the crypto space. Over-the-counter supplies absolutely dwindling, gearing up for spot ETF approvals. And what we're also gearing up for? Rate cuts. Now, this came out yesterday. I can't remember which Fed member said this, but what they said is they can actually consider cutting interest rates in July. Now, this actually goes back to a discussion that we were having because, one, inflation numbers have been looking very good. Trueflation data is showing 1.67% over the last year. This has been staying below 2% for most of 2025 here. It's been a very good sign. Most of the data that the Fed uses is kind of lagging. But even that data has been reflecting a lot of what we've expected. Inflation is not running out of control. Tariffs have not been impacting inflation the way that the Fed has said it is. And because of that, they're just kind of dragging their feet. We're falling behind the rest of the world. And right now, we're still at this point where even the betting odds are still incredibly low that we get a rate cut here in the month of July. Now, what I will say is that there's still a lot of data that we have yet to get this month. We have PPI, CPI next week. We have PCE report later this month. We have Q2 GDP, which I think is going to be the biggest thing that impacts this decision. So there are still a lot of things that can get us to the point where maybe the Fed throws us a bone and we get an interest rate decrease. If that is in fact the case and we get like a 0.25 point decrease, I think the market's going to eat it up. I think they're going to anticipate bigger rate cuts as we get into Q4 of the year. And because of that, we might see, that August, September rally, right? Now, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that. These right now, what we're seeing in the market are just hints at what the market does in fact want to do. It wants to rally. There's limited supply. A bunch of people got caught on the sidelines. Many people are still waiting for drops to still buy back in. And because of that, it means that there's a lot of capital still ready to push the market very heavily to the upside. So that's kind of my thoughts on everything here. I appreciate you guys as always. Again, ADA never ceases to amaze me. It does some incredible things. While you may think it might be not that great of a performer right now, let's just see how things are looking as we get into the later part of the year. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.